I'm your host, Susanna May O'Hagan, and today we are gonna talk about the cookie crumble drama. Now, I know from what I've heard, and we'll get into it, it was a person who bought the cookies from America to Australia. The only problem was, I don't know if they advertised it right, from what I've been told. But the person says they just go to different places and bring them back to where they live. So I don't really know how that would go. To me, I don't know how fresh they would be. And a lot of people say the Crumbl cookies are better the day of, like really fresh. I don't know, because I can't eat them. But let's get to it and do it. And don't forget to like, subscribe, ring a bell if I have one. Okay, millions of people are invested in this viral Crumbl cookie drama after some Australians flew to the US and resold them in Sydney for a ridiculous high price. Brace yourselves for Crumbl cookie drama to be exact. By now, I think it's safe to say we've all heard of or tasted Crumbl cookies. Actually, I really haven't, but that's okay. Crumbl is known for having massive cookies, and the flavors change every week. It first launched in 2017, but it didn't start getting globally recognized until TikTok taste tests started going viral a few years ago. And right now, Crumbl only has locations in the US, Canada, and Puerto Rico. However, the people of Sydney, Australia have now allegedly gotten a taste, and drama has ensured. That's it. I'm hitting follow to stay up to date with this drama. It all began after some unknown self-proclaimed Crumbl cookie fans advertised on social media that they were selling Crumbl cookies at their pop-up shop in Sydney, Australia. Rescheduled pop-up date. It's official. We are bringing Crumbl cookies to Bondi, B-O-N-D-I-E, this weekend. We're excited to announce the location of our one-day only Crumbl cookie pop-up. Get ready to satisfy your sweet tooth. Despite calling themselves Crumbl Sydney, the account has been upfront about the fact that they are just fans importing the cookies by supposedly flying to the US and bringing them back to sell. I feel like it's not really, otherwise Crumbl would have posted it officially. We know we are fans importing it and not official Crumbl. So after a few hiccups with their alleged flight delays, the cookies went up for sale this past Sunday, September 29th. So this is in older articles. Unfortunately, due to flight delays from the US, pop-up is postponed. Update with new dates will be sent tonight. Each cookie carried a hefty price tag of $17.50. Alexa, stop. Excuse me, say what now? How that better be for like a 12-pack. If it's for one cookie, what is the point? However, given that one cookie typically costs under $5 in the US, yeah, that makes more sense. I would go there for $5. $17.50? Wow. In the US, sellers justify the higher price by explaining that expenses such as the price of the cookie, flights, hotels, custom brokerage, import fees, and the wages of employees working the pop-up were included in the markup. The fact that you did this all for just under $18,000 if you sold 1,000 cookies is insane. How much did your flight cost, and how much did 1,000 cookies cost? What's the profit? Not much after flights. The cookies, which are $8 AUS, hotel to stay overnight, custom broker, and import GST employees on the day, we had to price them this high to cover the costs. Despite the high price, the fact that the cookies could likely be stale, people went wild for them. $17.50 a cookie after it's been on a plane for the last 5 days. The pop-up line in Sydney was wrapped around the block with some people buying up to 10 cookies. That is a lot. So if one cookie is $17.50, wow, I can't do that math. But that is a lot of money for just one cookie. I went there at 11:30 and I waited 30 minutes, and I was glad I got in early because I would not wait in that line. They weren't the best either. Yes, to me, if I really, really want something and I have to go in person, I'm gonna be like, let's go early and soon, because I've learned my lessons. Unless you want to be a little late because you don't want to be alone, trust me. And just like that, Crumbl Sydney sold out of their alleged imported cookies. It is sold out. Yes, all gone. Right away, the Crumbl Sydney TikTok reviews started flowing and gaining millions of views. Honest Crumbl Sydney pop-up review. Crumbl hates to see me coming. Come with me to Crumbl Cookies Sydney pop-up. Most of the TikTok taste testers were underwhelmed by the cookie, calling them I'm not saying that, and describing them as disgusting. You guys bought old cookies? ? After seeing what the cookies looked like in the video, many people from the US and Canada questioned whether the cookies were actually from Crumbl. They do look a little weird. Those don't look like Crumbl here. People wanted proof they actually flew to the US to buy them. Show us the receipts. Show us how you packaged them in your luggage. They wanted to know how they made it through customs. How did you get this through customs? I couldn't even bring a little bag of almonds. That's true. Customs is very hard nowadays. I haven't been on a plane for quite some time, so I don't even know how bad it's gotten since I was like a kid. And how they kept them fresh. But I like how they did pack them. But like, how did they pack them? What was the process? How did you keep them fresh? Aren't they all just in a breathable box? I have so many questions. According to the Australian Border Force, you could not import fruits, but you can bring biscuits, bread, cakes, and pastries. But Australia's border control is so strict, I wasn't allowed to bring in an apple that I got on the flight. How did they get 700 cookies through? The Crumbl Sydney sellers stayed consistent in responding to comments, letting them know that the cookies were legit, just imported from Crumbl in the States. I feel like you just made them but posted as Crumbl. We imported them from the Crumbl USA. Some praised their I'm not sure how to even spell this word. Whether or not they are legal implications is a different story. Am I the only one who thinks this was genius? Truth be told, you should do pop-ups with various international brands / treats that you can't get in Australia. People always love to try vile things. People are beginning to come to their hometowns. Can your next pop-up be in Belgium? Come to Mobiledon, please. Please come in Perth. The damage is getting out of hand in the comments. So you should bring Crumbl into Queen's Island. And the Crumbl Sydney sellers are taking notes. By any chance, can you guys come up with another shop that's like nearly Bankstown or Smith Coast? The location is 40 minutes away from my house. Maybe in the future. However, that brings us to today, Tuesday, October 1st, when this posted. While I wrote this article, they did. The Crumbl Sydney TikTok page removed all of its content. Their bio included a link in a Google Doc that stated they never claimed to be an official Crumbl store. Yeah, it just says Crumbl Sydney. Not endorsed by Crumbl, just fans imported. This fiasco is being compared to the infamous Fire Festival Cookie Edition and the Watergate scandal, not Crumblegate. We all know in the past few weeks we have been absolutely chaos as we enter Q4 of 2024. The Willy Wonka experience, the Birchen Ball, the Cookie Crumbl 2024 has been crazy. Oh, we will be talking about those two, especially the Bridgerton Ball, because I was like, what? I would be mad if I was those people so much. Here's the official response from Crumbl. While the pop-up in Australia was not sponsored by Crumbl, we love seeing excellent excitement for Crumbl around the world. Currently, there are Crumbl locations in all 50 states in the US, Canada, and Puerto Rico. We look forward to expanding to other countries in the future. Information about new intelligent locations will be shared through our official Crumbl communication channels. That has to be the wildest story I've ever heard. I'm going to need a Netflix documentary. This reminds me of when someone decided to do a Bridgerton musical and got sued. So we'll see if we can find anything else. Millions of people are invested in the viral Cookie Crumbl drama after some Australians flew to the US and resold them in Sydney for a ridiculous high price. Yeah, that price is way too steep. Brace yourselves for... Wait, is this the exact same one? Now I'm curious. Huh. It looks like it's the exact same one. Huh. Yeah, it does. I wonder if all of them are like this now. It's the same thing, but just different places. Crumbl cookies are overhyped and underbaked. This is some of what people are saying. After... Man. I'll just exit out. Anyone else here for the Crumbl drama? Crumbl cookies made me... Crumbl cracks me up so much. I love just following all of the ridiculous drama. From what cookies are going to be next week, who's upset, which cookies are underbaked this week, the fact that most people rate all cookies 8 out of 10. 10, I'm here for it. Throw in what sounds like an absolute nightmare owner having employees sign NDAs over releasing cookie flavors, and those are some cooperative drones lurking this soap. This is soap opera begin-worthy material. Next, someone will start a riot about how the cookies are not healthy for you. I grabbed the popcorn. There have been near riots over how clear calories are not clear, even though it just takes simple math. Yeah, the definition of a first world problem is generally being upset over cookies. Cookies are fun, and I don't think I'd ever get so involved in a company that their decision to choose, not to choose a certain flavor for their menu would have an impact on my mood. So this is just about the general company, I think. I always assume these people have no real issues if they're upset over cookies they don't have to buy. Seriously though, you got problems if you don't like an underbaked cookie. I'm team underbaked. I kind of like them underbaked. Yes, that's exactly what I'm here for. Cookie drama. I'm cracking up because same. The heated discussion some people have on about cookies they do not have to purchase is so funny to me. Sometimes the cookie misses, other times they hit. So to me, this is just funny. It's cookie drama all in one. Why is legal drama over the Cookie Crumbl pop-up in Sydney taking over TikTok? See, this is where it gets really weird and interesting and very messy. Sydney, here we are. Line is out the door. Thank you, guys. If you are a Sydney sider on TikTok, I have to check out the Sydney side of TikTok. You may have come across some drama involving a pop-up stall for the coveted and viral Crumbl cookie. And let me just say this. I might have heard of Crumbl, but that's about it. This whole thing feels like a surrealism episode of Nathan For You, but why has a niche one-day cookie pop-up captivated our For Your pages. Let us find out. Cookie Crumbl is a chain of cookie stores in the United States known for their rotating flavors of deluxe top-notch cookies. And thanks to its A-plus social media marketing game and new flavors each week, the company has managed to make its product quite the hot ticket item. On September 20th, a company called Crumbl Cookies Sydney at Crumbl Sydney on TikTok began advertising a pop-up stall selling Crumbl cookies in Sydney. Originally, it was scheduled for Wednesday, September 25th, but delivery delays resulted in the pop-up being rescheduled for September 29th. The converted Crumbl cookie. The pop-up gained traction on social media with hundreds of fans needing to finally taste a Crumbl cookie despite the exhibit price. The price. I don't know how to say that word. Tag of $17.50 per cookie. Wow. $17.50 per cookie. For $4.75. That's significantly higher than the US retail price of around $7.20. Shortly after the event, which saw huge lines and 2-hour-long waits, the pop-up found itself in the center of some controversy. So let's find out how the Crumbl cookie crumbles. A lot of people did not like them. Why are people talking about the Crumbl cookie pop-up in Sydney? All heck, I said heck, broke loose. One, I don't know how to discover that Crumbl Cookie Sydney had no connection with the real Crumbl cookie in the States. Instead, the team behind the Sydney event literally flew to Hawaii, bought a heap of the cookies, and brought them back to Australia to sell. Oh, maybe that's why I've never heard of them. I've never been to Hawaii. I would love to check it out, but I've never been. This was even noted in the terms TikTok bio, which read, "Not endorsed by Crumbl, just fans importing." As the word spread, TikTokers began questioning how this was even legally possible and whether Crumbl Cookies Sydney was about to face a hefty lawsuit for trademark infringement and misleading advertising. What did the term behind the Crumbl cookie pop-up have to say? After all the backlash, Crumbl Cookies Sydney released a Google Doc outlining how they managed to avoid trademark issues, the logistics of bringing the cookie to Sydney from the States, and a breakdown of the costs involved. In the statement, the team asserted that they never claimed to be an official Crumbl store. Rather, their goal was to bring authentic Crumbl cookies to Australia by importing the cookies directly from the US. To prove that the cookies sold at the pop-up were genuine, the team shared 2 purchased orders along with the correspondent bank statement. Subscribe. Oh wow, you spent $2,663.82. Over here it says $1,000. They also claimed that they were able to use the name Crumbl Cookie due to the trademark being available in Australia. The team noted that they did not use the trademark on TikTok and said they were able to import them for sale in the country as PARALLEL imports according to the ACCC. This is when a business sells a product that has been brought into Australia without the specific permission of the manufacturer to do so. However, Australian lawyers and TikTok Roxanne Hart claims that they did breach copyright laws by including the company's successful trademark symbol, a little guy with a chef's hat, along with the word Crumbl, in their one-site marketing during the pop-up. Although Crumbl Cookies hasn't been able to trademark the word Crumbl, Hart says that having the branding would be an infringement on Crumbl Cookies' trademark rights. Hart also believes that there is a breach of Crumbl Cookies' terms and conditions. The only terms and conditions for Crumbl Cookies explicitly says you can't use their products for commercial purposes to essential like retail, Hart says. So they've reached the terms and conditions by reselling those products. The pop-up also caught backlash over the freshness of the freshness of the cookies, with cookie enthusiasts wondering how they could still be fresh for customers when they've been imported from the States days prior. Some TikTokers even question how on earth they managed to import the cookies into the country with Australia's straightened food import laws, which state that imported foods must be for personal consumption. However, according to the term behind Crumbl Cookies Sydney, the import was all above board. We followed a all legal process declaring the cookies are commercial goods and obtaining the necessary approvals for Australia customers, they shared in their statement, alongside a customer entry to confirm the products were cleared by security. They also state that they followed the instructions on how to keep the cookies fresh before they sold them. Crumbl cookies should be kept at a room temperature in an airtight container for up to 3 days or refrigerate for up to 7 days. We keep them to these requirements. Some are warm to enhance their texture, which is what Crumbl does as well. They wrote, while most customers enjoyed the cookies, a couple of influencers felt they didn't meet the expectations. We apologize that they didn't live up to expectations. However, they are just cookies at the end of the day. Justice for the girls who waited 2+ hours for the fake Crumbl cookie pop-up in Sydney. I'm obsessed with you. Naturally, the whole thing is very dramatic with all the twists and turns. It's no wonder this scandal has found its way to TikTok, where scandals, deep dives, and investigations go to thrive. And that is it for that one. Let's see what else we have. I think there's a little more, but probably not much more. Crumbl fans duped into buying cookies from fake pop-up for nearly double. I think we already talked about all of, US nearly 60,000 package should include, there may be a little more. I think we might have to do, should I do a part 2 or should I leave it alone? I don't know. Well, have a great, wonderful day. I may do a part 2, I may not.